Kris, first question from Cam Tate tonight.
Is it another Valentine question?
No. Easter wants to know what you have planned for Easter. No, he's pointing out that you were outshot, but wonders how often during the game as a head coach you look at the shot clock and think about the shot clock.
Tonight it was. There was obviously a turning point in the third period where they had the momentum. A lot of shots on Stu, and tomorrow when we look at that, we'll kind of look at why we weren't as good in the third as we were in the second period. But I guess it comes down to what kind of shots we're giving up, and we've been talking about reducing our quality chances that we're giving up. And tonight we gave up more shots than I would like, but the quality chances that we gave up in the third I thought was pretty good, and I think that's the most important.
Maybe just on Skinner then, because they did have some looks. He just seemed to be all over it tonight, and made some pretty high degree saves.
Yeah, I think like many times he's been difference in the game, and he played really well. And I think the biggest time was in the second period. It was 1-0, and late in the second period they had an unbelievable chance. He came up with a save, and then shortly after we make it 2-0, and that's quite a difference, being up 2-0 going into the third period opposed to 1-1. And you're always asking your goaltenders to make key saves at key moments. Tonight that was one of them.
Kris, you talked about the kind of the quality of chances that you gave up and the quality of shots. Was this kind of, in your mind, the blueprint, you think, to playing against the Kings and ultimately, beating them if you have to play them in a series?
I think if we were to play them in the playoffs, they're going to elevate their game a little bit, and we're going to make sure that we need to elevate our game also. But, I thought we were patient. We didn't force things going through the neutral zone. There's so many bodies there. It's tough to stick handle through all those guys. I thought we did a pretty good job, and I think probably the difference in the game in the third period was, they had more momentum, they had more offensive zone time, and probably came down to just being able to execute that next play. When we're breaking out, I don't know, if we're just forcing to flip out, we're just surviving, we're just getting the puck out rather than making a clean play, and then we're attacking them. And I don't know, I think the best defense is a good offense, and we want to be on the attack all the time.
Leading up to your second goal, what made you want to put Henrique on the ice there with Connor and Leon?
Probably the biggest one was he was underutilized most of the game. Ice time, he just shifts are shorter, and with the penalty kill and very little power play time, his ice time was down, and I certainly feel that he's a big part of this team, and I want him to have those opportunities to be on the offensive side of it and have an offensive zone face-off. But a lot of my decision-making was just that he hadn't been out there enough, and we have to use him more because he's a big part of this team.
We've seen how excited the team was for Hyman reaching 50. With Connor getting so close to 100 assists, is something similar kind of bubbling up there?
Well, I guess we'll see if he hits it. I think this team is very close, and they celebrate the accomplishments of certain individuals, or all the individuals, when they do it. And I would see that if Connor did hit that milestone, everyone would feel very happy for him.
Kris, can you talk to Kane's play tonight? On the first shift, he just drilled Doughty in the end boards. Can you talk about his overall game tonight?
I think a difference in our game tonight, you look at the score sheet and you see Connor with 3 points and Leon with 3 points. And that line, I don't think any of them got on the score sheet, but that line was probably, might have been our best. The amount of opportunities they had and offensive zone time, And, Evander's penalty, I think it's a penalty that the referees have to call, but I don't agree with it. I don't think it was. He's hit him, and the defenseman tried to get out of the way, and it looks bad, but it's not. Like, Evander had committed to that hit, and he tries to avoid it. But I also know in the second period, we were very strong in the second half of that period, and it started with Evander Kane forecheck that he was able to get the puck, and from there we just built momentum. And so anyways, I thought that line was very good, and I think Evander was the best one on that line.
When you score first against LA, does that force them to change the way they maybe want to play?
I think later in the game it does. But if we score early, I don't think they're going to change their structure. I certainly didn't see it in the first or the second period. And then third period they definitely did, they had to play catch up. So, I think they're pretty disciplined with their system that early on, I don't think they're changing it completely. I think other teams would, but I don't think LA does.
Thank you.
You're starting to see the fans really get into it. I'm not sure how much you heard tonight between the wave, the chants, the singing. How much, as a coach, do you think that impacts the team as we ramp up towards playoffs?
As a player, I know it's wonderful playing through the enthusiasm from our crowd, and it's exciting. It's a big energy boost. And, I think there's probably a little playoff atmosphere tonight with playing the Kings and possibility of what might happen in the future. And overall, I think it's good for the players and they enjoy it. And you can look at, our home record. A lot of it has to do with, yes, it's more comfortable being at home and you've got the last change, but I think it's mostly just the excitement the home fans are giving you.